Hello, this is Diane Cox here, and I'm here to do some guidance for November 2023. I didn't do one for October. I kind of just, my energy was like doing all kinds of things, and then I got kind of 10 days into October, and I thought, oh no, I didn't do one of those lovely card guidance things for October. But we're here for November. And I've decided to do 4 cards today, and I decided to start with the Pandora cards, the shadow cards, these ones. Okay, I've already shuffled because, as you know, I think watching me shuffle, even though this card of the Pandora literally somersaulted out of the pack, which was very interesting. So, and also I like to get them out and have a look, and I think, okay, what does this mean? And then it's kind of quite interesting what's come up today. So, the Pandora cards, the shadow side for November 2023, came up with this. Okay, this card literally somersaulted out of the deck and landed on the floor. And this is the card that came up. Laziness. I like a bit of laziness. I think it's very therapeutic and restorative. And I'm still thinking about if this is obviously the Pandora cards are meant to be, this is what the problem is. This is what these cards are meant to be like. The shadow side, this is what's holding you back, or this is the problem here, or you need to consider this aspect of self. Okay, so you'd normally look at this and go, stop being lazy. Get on with it. Whatever you want to get on with. Did you want to do some new project? Did you want to sort out your clothes? Did you want to go on a little day trip? Did you want to get your filing done? Did you need to get your tax return? Whatever it is, this card, because it's a Pandora, would be like, get on with it, will you please? Stop faffing around. Stop being lazy. However, maybe it's just wishful thinking. Part of me kind of goes, yeah, but sometimes, like I say, nice to have a bit of laziness. Nice to have a bit of a lie down on a sun lounger. Even the devil needs to rest. So, that's what came up first, laziness. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see. And then I did the classic, the oldest kind of little angel card deck on the planet. You remember these little ones? That's the back of them. Remember those? And the card that came out, I've got them in a bowl, and I just turned the bowl over and rifled through them with great joy. And the card that came up for the angel cards, very interestingly, after laziness, was balance. So I think that's quite interesting, because obviously we need a bit of balance, and we need rest. Laziness, the Pandora cards are always like poking at a little kind of Achilles heel. So it's quite interesting that it's like, no, laziness and then balance. This is November 2023. So do we need to kind of either go, stop being lazy, stop sitting on your laurels, stop not doing anything, and get on with all the stuff, whether it's politically or like family or work or relationship. You want to do something, you want to go somewhere, like I say. And then seeking that balance of mental well-being, physical well-being, spiritual well-being, emotional well-being, the whole balance. Maybe November 2023 is about seeking this harmony that we need. We've been kind of all over the place with what's on the news, and maybe our personal lives and whatever, and it's like all this kind of energy going, physically maybe you're tired, or physically maybe you need to look at your diet or whatever, or you're aching, you've been working, you've been doing who knows what. spiritually, maybe it's just again overwhelm. I think sometimes with what's coming in from news and what we see and hear, it's like overwhelm. It's like, oh, there's this constant barrage to our systems. And the one thing about our systems is we take everything in through our senses. Our five senses, our physical body is on constant alert, constant vigilance about, can never, like your ears can really never shut off until you're deeply asleep and stuff. And so that's quite interesting to get laziness and then this balance card, seeking balance, getting back to balance. So you're going to have to say to yourself, what brings me back to balance? What brings me back into line where I think, is it a good laugh? Is it going out for a few bevies? Is it having a dance? Is it working out? Is it doing some yoga, going for a bike ride? Is it sitting watching a film? Who knows? You do. So just think about what can you do to get back into balance, okay? That is really quite an interesting thing for November. Getting back into balance, looking at being lazy, and then I chose a Spirit Oracle card, and this was really bizarre. This one I was shuffling and it landed and then it bounced. It was like, oh, okay. And I thought, oh, yeah, you obviously want to come out. And it was I just really wasn't expecting it, but then what can you expect? It's a card and it says holiday, right? And it says, the spirit of the ocean calls you, offering healing and much needed peace. Come to the water and connect with its endless flow of magic. You need a change of scenery. Take a holiday and all will fall into place. Nice thought. Yes, it would be nice if you could just stop everything and take a holiday. So that's what it says. Now, I always think, and I think it's a great, it's a great way of kind of approaching this. That idea that healing comes from salt water, and that could be tears, sweat, or yes, the ocean. You can even make your own salt water at home and anoint yourself in the areas that you feel you want to anoint yourself, even spray salt water in your auric field and whatever. So you can use salt water. So if you need to have a good cry, have a good cry. If you need to sweat it out, okay, and you're the kind of person that really likes to work it through with some kind of physical activity, yeah, okay, and or you could be, yeah. You could be by the ocean and go into the ocean, even if it's just your feet, and ask the Mother Goddess to cleanse you and take away energy that is not serving your highest good. But like I say, you can do salt at home, and you can do all kinds of cleansing with salt. But yes, get near some water, and even if it's not salt water, even if you're near a babbling brook, or a stream, a lake, anywhere, even if you've got an indoor fountain, or you just want to run the tap, it's like, no matter wherever you are in the world, and you just want to hear the sound of water and listen to it, and listen to the message it has for you. Listen to what it's saying, listen to water. Maybe do one of those things, you get a cup or a glass or a bottle, and you program the water, so you can put it in the sunlight or the moonlight, or you can surround it by crystals. You can put a crystal in the water, but you have to really check on the crystals. I would only ever really use something like clear quartz, rose quartz, something like that, because some of these crystals can be toxic. So you wouldn't want to be doing that. But programming water, writing on the bottle a message, or just saying love or acceptance or peace or harmony or balance, feeling in balance. I want to feel in balance. So and then leave it in the sun for a day or two, and then you drink it, and you drink the balance, and you take in what the sun has given the water. So that is a nice thing to do. So interesting. Hey, laziness, balance, and then a holiday. And again, if you're not able to do holiday, as in official holiday, go somewhere, drive somewhere, maybe you can walk somewhere. Maybe your holiday is going to be a walk. Maybe your holiday is just going to be taking an afternoon off. Maybe your holiday is going to be saying no to people. So think about all the ways. It doesn't have to be jettisoning off to the Maldives, as nice and brilliant as that would be. A holiday from the routine, a holiday from, maybe talking, it's interesting, okay, talking negatively to yourself. A holiday from feeling negative, a holiday from watching the news, okay? There's many types of holiday that you can have, okay? So think about that. Interesting for November 2023. So kind of it feels like it's saying take a step back and just kind of, stop it all. Take your foot off the accelerator and just stop and smell the roses, as the saying goes. And then I did pulled a card from the Mythic Tarot deck, and this loveliness came up. Okay, so what is this? This is Persephone. Okay, so Persephone was picking narcissus flowers one day. As you can see, she has a bouquet, which she's fallen as she realised the horror she's ended up in. Because she's picking these flowers, and Hades, the lord of the underworld, Pluto, goes by in his chariot and basically seizes her, snatches her from the countryside that she was enjoying and takes her down to the underworld. And Persephone here is now, she's got a pomegranate in her hand because Hades offered her a pomegranate when she arrived in the underworld, which she ate, and it is the fruit of the dead. So she is now forever kind of connected with the dead, and as are the narcissus flowers, a symbolism of dying, and dying obviously is always transformation. So this card of the High Priestess, she's between the two pillars of light and dark, duality, and of severity and mercy, and here she is in the middle, leaving behind the land behind her, and she comes down and she has to spend 3 months of the year, I believe it is, in Hades with Lord of the Underworld, in the underworld with Hades. And so here is the High Priestess. Now, one thing that's very important about the card is the High Priestess is highly skilled when we're talking about the card itself, and it's called the High Priestess. You don't get to hold that title without doing decades of work in order to get to a place of knowledge and wisdom. And also the underworld is symbolic of the unconscious. So November 2023, we've got a trip down into the deep unconscious. Maybe there's stuff and secrets, and the High Priestess card is highly intuitive. She's the High Priestess. She's worked to get knowledge, ancient knowledge and wisdom, and she's worked to be so in tune with her intuitive self. It's a card of mystery. It's a card of mysticism. It's a card of something's going on, and maybe you don't quite know the whole thing. And that could be personally, it could be globally, it could be, in work situations, family situations, any situation. So in November 2023, I would be looking at all of this: laziness, balance, the holiday, the water, get back into harmony, and get back into harmony with your intuitive self. Get back into connecting with the unconscious mind. I always say, you know what your unconscious mind is giving out energetically by what you're surrounded by. Because you can do all the affirmations in the world, but if your unconscious is in charge, like it is, you'll know what kind of messages you're giving out unconsciously by what you're surrounded by. The people you're surrounded by, the situation you're in, your job, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, the unconscious can be upgraded, updated, Files can be deleted in the unconscious, and you can actually really kind of wipe the slate clean and start anew with your unconscious. I know they say the unconscious remembers everything, but also you can program it, and you can talk to it, and you can communicate with the deep self, the deep shadow self, the deep light self. And here she is, here's the High Priestess. So there could be some interesting moments of inner, really deep inner work, inner searching, while you're lounging on the couch or your sunbed, getting some rays. But does seem to be about, okay, so if I look at this, it would be, obviously the High Priestess for me would be the major card of this reading, because it's major arcana. And for me, it's like, okay, meditative calmness. Persephone had to go to the underworld, and obviously she gets to go and see her mother Demeter. And while Persephone is in the underworld, it's winter. It's what we know as winter, and Demeter refuses to let anything grow, like fruits and flowers and whatever. So while Persephone is in the underworld, everything kind of stops and winter comes, because Demeter, her mother, is mourning. And when Persephone comes up from the underworld, from Hades, it gets to spring and summer. So yes, November 2023, meditate, get near water, get some water in your life in whatever way. Salt water, do some meditative work, like I say, all kinds of stuff that I said before. I think with the High Priestess, really listen to yourself. Listen to the deep, authentic self, the true, real self that is really kind of connected with the universe, and have a delve into your unconscious. Just sit quietly. I mean, it's interesting, this says holiday, and then, you get the High Priestess, that intuitive stuff. So, yeah, it's like, okay, this is what I get, like a picture of, and obviously if you're a male, it doesn't matter. It's the High Priestess of self, the deep kind of feminine self, the High Priestess self. Like I say, the Hierophant is the High Priest. But November 2023 seems to be a time of collecting yourself back, harmonizing, bringing all that snatched and traumatized energy from what's going on in the world, and just kind of bringing yourself back together. This is what I'm feeling. And doing anything that can bring you back into balance. Maybe being lazy, even though it's a Pandora card, I feel like that's quite a positive thing at the moment. Get near water for peace and healing. Okay? So anything that you say, and then just kind of bring everything back to soulful presence for yourself. Being present for yourself. Instead of scattering all that energy out and then kind of having all this chaos come back, it's like, okay. And of course, bathing, having salt baths, immersing yourself in water, and just saying, enough, wash off, I wash you away, I wash negativity away, I wash those images away, I wash away all that does not serve my highest good. And so maybe there's definitely some of that to be done this month, to get into water, feel that intuitive connection with yourself, listen to your unconscious, have a little moment there, and yeah, let's see what happens in November, shall we? The year's whizzed by, hasn't it? Wow. And well, have a balanced one. Have a calm and peaceful healing November 2023.